Now we're back on track. Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Bobcat Corner Live. As promised, I'm here for the 8 o'clock start time for the stream. This is Stephen Vitt reporting again. And, honestly, this was a good game. Overall, all things considered, we did well enough. The Ohio Bobcats did well enough to win this game. And as if we needed any extra motivation for this game, this happened to be homecoming week, senior night for the Ohio Bobcats, especially for the players that were being honored for their senior years, fifth year senior, fourth year senior years. So it was like an extra bit of motivation for the Ohio Bobcats senior night for these players. And as it turned out, between the Ohio Bobcats and the Northern Illinois Huskies, good result. We got a much needed victory here to get back on track. As I said to start this, we're back on track. Going to reveal the final score here. 48-21, Ohio basically crushes Northern Illinois. And even though that score says what it says, there are some things that I'm going to admit to you guys, there are some things that we still need to clean up that unfortunately still showed up even after the bye week, which I will get into much later here in this stream. But overall, good result. We got the win. Needed to get this win. We got it. 48-21. Ohio wins. So let's just get right to it. Let's just get to all the scores that happened in this game. So let's get right to it. First quarter, we started off setting the tone very well because we forced a 3 and out right away. Northern Illinois has had plenty of struggles on offense throughout the entire regular season. Northern Illinois Huskies, they're obviously transitioning from MAC play to Mountain West Conference play. They don't have a lot of talent right now, Northern Illinois. I'm just saying, stating a fact. Forced the 3 and out early in this game. And Chase Hendricks, who has been lately returning punts back there for the Bobcats, he broke out a good 53-yard punt return early on with 13 minutes to go in the first quarter. That set the tone. It just did. For all the right reasons, it set the tone for the Bobcats. And then it was an easy 2-yard touchdown run for C.A. Bangura, who had a big game in his own right. 12:47 remaining in the first quarter, 7-0 Bobcats. Okay. We struck first. Good job there. And then a little bit later on, with 5 minutes, 3 seconds to go in the first quarter, Parker Navarro had a good 9-yard touchdown run to extend the lead to 14-0. Now, that was the same story as far as the scores go. That was the same story with the Ball State game. We were up 14-0 in that game, but of course, look what happened there. But here, though, it was a different tone. It was a different feeling. It was a different mentality, at least compared to the Ball State game. And that I did like. That I appreciated. Again, probably extra motivation, seeing that it was homecoming week, senior night for the Bobcats, probably played a factor in that. But anyway, we get to the second quarter. 12 minutes, 13 seconds to go in the second quarter. C.A. Bangura again, 5-yard touchdown run to extend the lead, 21-0 Bobcats. So when we scored that third touchdown, that gave me plenty of reassurance that, yeah, this is going to be a different kind of game. It's going to be a better feeling of a game compared to the last few games we've had. So again, feeling good so far. We were executing our plays on offense. We were getting good chunks of yards for any given play, especially to Chase Hendricks, wide receiver, who I will also get to later on in this stream. But there were some things, though, that I wish we did not do on defense, which still happened, especially with the pass defense. Now, I haven't been talking about the pass defense a lot lately. I've been more focused on the run defense, but the pass defense has had its issues too, which I'm going to start really dissecting here very soon, probably in the next upcoming episode of Bobcat Corner, original Bobcat Corner. So, yeah, the pass defense has had its issues. But yeah, when you have this Davion Reynolds for Northern Illinois for a kickoff on special teams, and that's another issue altogether. Special teams, 71-yard kickoff return with 12 minutes 4 seconds to go in the second quarter. Um, and this is like one of the things I'm highlighting here for this stream is like special teams continues to mess around when it comes to certain things like this. We kick the ball short, before the end zone. We don't even force a touchback with this kickoff, and we allow this guy Reynolds to just return it 71 yards. It's silly garbage like that I wish we'd stop doing on special teams. That was one of the few things in this game that still pissed me off because it's like, guys, special teams, coaches, players, can you please stop doing stuff like this? This is game number 7, and you're still doing stuff like this where you're giving the opposing team still hope to get back in this. I did not like that whatsoever. But anyway, whatever. It is what it is. Josh Holst, he got the start for Northern Illinois at quarterback. I was talking about Brady Davidson. We never even saw him in this game. We actually saw Josh Holst, excuse me, instead as the quarterback for Northern Illinois, and he did pretty well by his standards. There again, pass defense for us. Holst passed it to Devin Akers for a 7-yard touchdown reception with 10 minutes, 8 seconds to go in the second quarter. And actually, they actually went for 2, converted a 2-point conversion to make it 21-8. That kind of puzzled me because I was wondering, why are they going for 2? Wouldn't you just keep it straightforward with 21-7? But they went for 2, 21-8. Let's see, we got a comment here. Bobby Mansfield, let's show his comment. Special teams is going to lose us the MAC title. I have a loaded opinion about special teams, which is very similar to how you're feeling right now, Bobby. I'm not happy with special teams right now. I'm just going to flat out say it. Whatever we're doing on special teams, I'm really not a fan of. I'm not liking it. There's something going on there that's just not jiving. And I'm not even talking about the kickers now. I'm talking about decisions that our coaches are making on special teams. That's kind of puzzling me. And it's really, I'm not going to lie, it's kind of bothering me, to be honest with you guys. So, yeah, Bobby Mansfield, great comment there. Special teams is going to lose us the MAC title. Well, if we don't stop messing around, it will. So, anyway. But yeah, special teams is stuff like that where it's like, if you take that away, if we don't do something like that, then it's even more of a good game for us. But instead, I have to talk about something like this where we kick it before the end zone and we allow the other team to run it back for 71 yards. Guys, come on, stop doing this. Really. Anyway, let's just get on with this. Later on the second quarter, C.A. Bangura supposedly had a 27-yard touchdown run, but that was called back because of a penalty holding on the offensive line, I think. So that was taken back, and then we were just trying to do something. We're trying to what was it? Kick a field goal or something? No. That's another thing. Our kickers, we were not even trying to kick field goals in this game. Yeah, that's a whole another thing. But yeah, that touchdown run was called back. Okay, whatever. But it was 21-8 Bobcats going into halftime. Okay, we did just fine there, holding our own. But one thing that I did like, back to positives, one thing that I did like was that we utilized our running backs, both C.A. Bangura and Duncan Brune. Shout out to both of those guys. Sorry, I got dry throat. Shout out to both those guys. They did well, both of them, as a dynamic duo in the backfield there. I'm going to read off individual stats after I get through all this, but Bangura and Brune, they are a 1-2 punch that's really legitimate. If you utilize them well enough, they're going to be fine. They're going to be just fine. So, yeah, I'm not really worried about our offense. It's just that some things on defense and definitely special teams that I'm still concerned about. So, yeah. Third quarter, let's just get to the third quarter. 66-yard touchdown run by Duncan Brune with 13 minutes, 49 seconds to go. He broke out a big one. I've always been high on this guy ever since last year, Duncan Brune. His story going back to Cologne, Germany, fascinating story with him, and just to see him developing into a really legitimate running back is just really nice to see. He's got a good story going. So yeah, shout out to him. Uh, that made it 27-8, and notice I only said 6 points because there again, our kickers are not doing the things that they have to do. David Dellenbach missed the extra point. Yeah, it's going to be a running gag throughout this year, isn't it? But yeah, 27-8, Bobcats. And then, yeah, we had like really good plays, not even scoring plays, but really good plays in between all this, where it's like C.A. Bangura broke out like a 49-yard run with, what was it, 12 and a half minutes to go in the third quarter. And we started a drive in our own 3-yard line. And we easily got out of that and went to midfield because of that big run. So good stuff there. No doubt about it. Good stuff there. And later on, third quarter, 7 minutes, 40 seconds to go. Duncan Bruin again, 4-yard touchdown run that made it 34-8. At least in some cases, when we had to kick the extra point, we did do that successfully a couple times, at least. But yeah, certain things again. I got to talk about special teams when I get done with all this. I said Deary Rogers. I'm sorry for butchering his first name, but Deary Rogers, wide receiver for Northern Illinois, he came back for his team with a 50-yard touchdown reception with 6 minutes, 4 seconds to go in the third quarter. There again, our pass defense not liking it. This time, though, Northern Illinois tried the 2-point conversion again, but they failed this. So it was 34-14, Bobcats. And now you're thinking it's like, okay, we're up by 20, basically 3 scores. We're still doing good. We're still, having enough of a cushion between us and the Huskies. Okay, it's going to be that kind of game where it's like, okay, we're still out in front. We still got this, but we need to start putting away these kinds of teams. And this is something that's still in the back of my mind. It's like, watch this come back to bite us in the butt later on this year. I'm just saying. Anyway, fourth quarter, C.A. Bangura again punched it in 1-yard touchdown run with just to start out the fourth quarter, 14:55 to go. That made it 41-14 Bobcats. I mean, we were clearly pulling away at that point. We were clearly pulling away. So that was good to see. Don't get me wrong. But then again, in response, Northern Illinois came back with Chavon Wright, 1-yard touchdown run, 12 minutes, 8 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, made it 41-21. Again, 20-point game. I mean, still out of reach for them, but still, you want to be able to just put distance. When you're up initially 41-14, you don't keep giving them back points. That's the point I'm trying to make here. But anyway, uh, just to seal the deal for the Bobcats finally. And guess what? Our defense finally showed up with a big play towards the end of the game. Nice to see Jalen Thomason, the nickelback, for the Bobcats. He recovered a fumble when Northern Illinois was driving late in the game. They were trying to get another score, but Jalen Thomason was like, "Nope, I'm going to recover this fumble. Going to recover this fumble and return it 91 yards for a touchdown." That was good. That's why I say we're back on track when it comes to stuff like that. That was good to see. Final score 48-21 Bobcats. There again, there's the final score. Good result. Don't get me wrong. This is a good result. It's a win. I'm happy we got the win. I got the Bobcat flag behind me. That signals to you guys that we won. Yeah, I'm happy about that. But I'm just being honest with you guys. There are some things still that we're still doing that we should not be doing. And I am starting to wonder. I still trust this coaching staff for the Ohio Bobcats. And it's just their first year being together as a coaching staff, what they got assembled. But I am starting to question some of the decisions they're making when it comes to certain things like special teams, like the pass defense, um, certain things. I'm just being honest. But anyway, good result. We won. We're up to 4-3 now, 2-1 in MAC play. We're still in the hunt for possibly going back to Detroit, but there's still work to do. I'm being honest with you guys. There's still work to do when it comes to that. Now let's just now let's just review just the individual stats for the Ohio Bobcats here. Parker Navarro, let's start with him, the quarterback. Pretty good game overall. 17 of 23 completed passes for 205 yards. Threw one interception that was towards halftime, I believe. But then 9 rushes, 43 yards, 1 touchdown. Parker Navarro, he can still get it done with his legs. There's no doubt about it. He can still make something out of nothing. That hasn't changed about his game. Um, I have noticed though that he is trying to put more of a focus on passing. The coaching staff as well. They're all trying to focus more on the passing part of what Parker Navarro does. I get it. He's a quarterback, but it's nice to see that he can still run it when he has to, and he did. He did try. He did try a little bit more here with the running. So yeah, pretty good game by Parker Navarro. No complaints. Chase Hendricks, shout out to him. I'm going to mention him now. Wide receiver Chase Hendricks. He was his usual self in this game. He got out in space. He caught the ball, did well. 10 receptions for 108 yards. Chase Hendricks, good job from him. He's obviously our number one wide receiver right now. So what I want to get to now, so because I got to start highlighting all these banners here. C.A. Bangura and Duncan Brune together. I mentioned this in Bobcat Corner episode number 67 that Bangura and Brune have to get going separately and together. Well, at least separately, they did just fine, as you can see here. C.A. Bangura, 147 yards, 3 touchdowns, 22 rushes. And Duncan Brune, 16 rushes for 126 yards and 2 touchdowns. So altogether, 1-2 punch. You can't dispute that. You can't debate that. This is a good 1-2 punch in the backfield for the Bobcats. They do well when they're going, as you can see here with the stats. And if you just watch the tape, you watch the film of what happened in this game, they know how to get it done, both of them. Cian Bangura, we know what he can do. Historically, we know what he has done. And he's just getting back to form here. And Duncan Brune, he continues to develop as a player. He's really finding his stride here. So both of them together, they're doing well. Again, with Parker Navarro doing what he does, they're all good together. This is why I'm not concerned about the offense. Let me just say that, guys. I'm not concerned about the offense right now. We do have the firepower on any given game. We do have the firepower on offense to get the job done to score enough points. That's not the issue. Um, the issue that I got to get to is definitely the pass defense. And I'm just going to start going right there. Secondary, we need to talk. We need to talk. Um, Never mind the fact that the run defense has had its issues, and I've highlighted those issues. But you guys, the pass defense, the secondary, you guys are supposed to be the most experienced part of the team, and there are continual lapses in judgment when it comes to reading the routes that opposing wide receivers and tight ends, even running backs, are making, and the communication is not as good as it should be. I've noticed that with the secondary, our secondary. And I know we got talent. We got talent. We got potential. We got. It's hard for me to put it in a nutshell here because it's like certain things that should not be happening are still happening for the secondary. Uh, Blown assignments where opposing wide receivers just get the 20, 30, 40, and in one case here, 50-yard receptions where it's like a really damaging play towards us. And I'm like, you got to stop that. You got to reduce that, limit that, and then stop it altogether. And I'm just not seeing that. We're 7 games into this season, 5 games to go, and we're still having issues like this. This is one of the points of concern that I still have for this team. The pass defense has got to start stepping it up. I'm going to start talking about the pass defense starting in the next Bobcat Corner episode, the original Bobcat Corner episode, episode 68. Be on the lookout for that. That's going to be soon here within a couple of days. But it's not big picture. Again, not good enough. I mean, thankfully, it didn't come back to bite us in this game because Northern Illinois doesn't have the kind of firepower that other teams in the MAC do. But stuff like this is not going to cut it long term, guys. When you face these hard-nosed teams that we're going to face here soon, such as, I'm going to say it, Western Michigan, Miami of Ohio, and at the very end of this season, Buffalo. Do you really think that some of the crap that you guys are doing is going to cut it when you face those teams? No. I'm just being honest with you guys. No. You got to clean it up before then. But anyway, yeah, secondary, you got to start cleaning up your messes. Just being honest. Speaking of the defense, let's go back to the run defense. Uh, thankfully, our run defense held up for the most part. I'm not saying it was spectacular, but it wasn't a disaster either. The run defense, for the most part, they held up, only surrendering 132 yards on the ground. So Northern Illinois did get a little bit of yards, but it wasn't too damaging towards the run defense. We did clamp down on the running game. So it was a little bit reassuring there. Again, I'm not saying it was spectacular, but the run defense did just enough considering everything. So yeah, run defense gonna go easier on you guys. It looks like you listened when I was making that rant in episode 67, but yeah, you guys did just enough in this game. Did enough to keep everything in check there for Northern Illinois' running game. So not really going to complain about it this time. So if I start seeing gradual improvement from the run defense, then I'm just going to start laying off from any complaints. So anyway, going to move on here. One thing I do need to say though, another point of concern here for me is that last few games we have been kicking it up a notch when it comes to committing penalties, offense and defense. We've been committing penalties, and certain times on special teams, even when we were offsides with kickoffs, I was like, okay, what's going on here? Certain penalties that we cannot be committing in certain situations. And in this game, it wasn't too egregious. It wasn't too ridiculous, but there were certain things where it's like, guys, we really don't need that, like offsides or holding, certain stuff like that. Um, at least we did not lose our cool. We did not lose our composure. We kept our composure, did just enough. But there are certain things that, that I wish I did not see again when it comes to committing penalties. We committed 13 penalties for 87 yards, by the way. I just it does get concerning. I'm being honest with you guys. It does get concerning when you see stuff like this. That it's like, okay, you have a bye week, you have a week to rest and to think about what you're doing wrong and what you can do to correct all that. But certain things are not getting changed. It's like, what were you guys doing in the bye week to not see that, to not address that? Because certain penalties you're committing you should not be doing still. But yeah, I'm hoping that we clean up our act when it comes to committing penalties. We got to stop doing this. Got to stop doing this much anyway. So yeah, one more thing I got to talk about because yeah, I'm taking off my glasses for this one. Special teams, can you please stop messing around? Can you please stop messing around, special teams? What I said it before with early in this game when we kicked it short, and then Reynolds for Northern Illinois returned it 71 yards. What is this crap? I really want to hear from special teams coaches and players about what's going on, what it is that they think they're seeing, because this is just not good. Coverage when you're kicking the ball and you're trying to defend, the opposing team so that they don't run wild on you, and you're still doing it, still allowing them to get big gains. It's like it's just frustrating. I'm seeing this and it's like it's just frustrating because it's like the communication is just lacking. I'm seeing it. The communication is just lacking when it comes to, know your assignment. You kick the ball, you see the ball carrier, take him down. It's that simple. It's like you have one job, that sort of thing. It's just really concerning. And then the whole thing again about the kickers. David Dellenbach, by the way, David Dellenbach got the call again to kick extra points and field goals for this game. Just not feeling it. I'm being honest with you guys. I'm not feeling it from either him or Brack Peacock. Neither of these guys are acting like they want the starting job. I did not see any improvement whatsoever from the kickers, from the kicker position. I'm not surprised by that, but I'm still concerned about it. And it's kind of funny because there was like one point in the game where we were driving on offense and we got into field goal range, supposedly within like Northern Illinois' 20, 25-yard line, something like that. And we had a situation where it was like fourth and short. It was like, okay, take the, send the field goal team out there. And I was like, yeah, knowing what we've been going through with our kickers, even when we have like supposed chip in field goals and we can't even kick them. So we sent the field goal team out there as if we're going to kick the field goal. And we were like, nope, we're going to pooch punt it instead. Actually, I think it was the 30-yard line, but whatever. It's just stuff like that where it's like it gets to be a running gag. And I'm like, guys, again, you should be clearing this up. You should be cleaning this stuff up instead of prolonging it. Whatever it is that Brack Peacock and David Dellenbach have got to do to fix it, they just got to fix it. And certain mental blocks like that, it's going to cost us. Stuff like that is just going to cost us. It's going to come back to bite us in the butt one day. We might lose the game by 3 points because we don't have a reliable kicker. I mean, really, can you blame me when it comes to saying stuff like that? I got to put my glasses back on. But yeah, it's just maddening. Special teams is getting on my nerves so much right now because this should not be an issue. This should not be such a point of debate that we even have to say this. Brack Peacock, David Dellenbach, one of you guys have just got to take the starting job. You got to earn it. You got to really put in extra work here in practice before game time so that one of you can be more competent and competent enough so that we can put you out there in situations like that where you can kick it from the 20, 25-yard line. And we won't have to worry about it because there again, at some point in the second half, again, we were driving um, down Northern Illinois territory, and we had a fourth and short situation, fourth and 3, I think. And then we decided just to straight up go for it. Can't blame them, but it's like you're putting so much pressure on Parker Navarro and the offense to convert a fourth down. And we would not have to do that if you guys, one of the kickers, just did your job. That's the kind of thing that I'm thinking about right now. And I'm just like, it's in the back of my mind, guys. It really is. I can't highlight that comment enough by Bobby Mansfield. If we don't stop messing around on special teams, it's going to lose us the MAC title race, so to speak. It just is. It's just it gets on my nerves so much. But anyway, yeah. With that all said, I'm glad that we won. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad that we won the game. And before I forget, I might as well read off Northern Illinois players' stats before I forget this. Um, Josh Holst, the quarterback for Northern Illinois, he completed 21 of 29 passes for 161 yards and 2 touchdowns. Again, pass defense got to do better than this. He also had 11 rushes for 48 yards. He was on the run even. I don't think he's known to be a mobile quarterback. Telly Johnson Jr., for the most part, we kept him in check. That was one of the guys that I was concerned about on Northern Illinois squad that I was like, yeah, we better put a hat on him, and we did. 11 rushes for 64 yards for Telly Johnson Jr., so not much damage from him. De'Ari Rogers, though, yeah, he was the main threat for wide receivers for Northern Illinois. 7 receptions, 107 yards, 1 touchdown. Okay. But yeah, overall, though, it was a good result. As you can see here, 48-21, Bobcats win. So overall, yeah, I am happy. I'm happy we got the win. We improved to 4-3, 2-1 in MAC play. But there is still more work to do that I'm hoping we're just gonna put in. We got to put in more work here, guys. We just got to start ramping it up. We got to start flipping that switch, as I said in Bobcat Corner episode 67. We have to level up the intensity on our end because I'm not seeing it. Sometimes I'm just I'm getting this feeling that we're just on autopilot, and it's like we just rest on stuff. We just like, oh, we made a good play. Now we just relax, and then the opponent comes back. Can't keep doing that, guys. If you're going to get back to Detroit, you cannot keep doing that. You got to put your foot on the gas and keep it on the gas, so to speak. So I'm like, yeah, 27-point victory. I'm happy about that. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, yeah, we better fix some things still because yeah, anyway, there's 3 people here watching this. Feel free to leave comments here, guys. It's just I got a few minutes to spare here before I start wrapping up, but yeah, I'm happy. Watch the game. I'm happy about it. Overall, we did what we had to do, but there's certain things that I just wish that we just did not keep doing, and unfortunately, we did. Some things that we yeah committed penalties. Still, special teams is still a big issue. Pass defense, guys got to fix that on pass defense. But yeah, so yeah, let me know what you guys think. For those of you who did watch that game between Ohio and Northern Illinois, let me know what you guys think. Feel free to submit comments here down below in the chat box or afterwards. So yeah, so what's next? Okay, since we're on it, what's next for the Ohio Bobcats? Because I guess that could be the following question here. Let me pull it up before I forget. Just give me a minute, guys. I'm pulling up something. I'm pulling up the Ohio Bobcats schedule, by the way, because I want to see what we got next. Again, overall, I'm just happy that we were able to pull away with this victory. Okay, next week, we're going back on the road. And I'm hoping we finally get our first road victory of the year. Next week, we're on the road, Saturday, October 25th. It is at Ypsilanti, Michigan. We're going up to face Eastern Michigan. And they're not so good of a team. So I'd have to think that we're going to get this first victory finally on the road for us. So I'm looking at this schedule. If you guys can pull up the Ohio Bobcats schedule real fast, let me know because I'm seeing this and it's like we have 2 games that we should easily win, and the other 3 games are going to be hard as all crap for us. So thankfully, it seems like we're going to get an easy game next week. Eastern Michigan's not that good. 12 p.m. start next week, October 25th at Ypsilanti. Eastern Michigan's 2-6. So we should be on paper and on the field, we should be the better team in that game, even though we're traveling up there. I mean, really, Eastern Michigan, they have like a all gray football field, I think. Hard on the eyes, of course, but it should not be that kind of environment where we get so intimidated. We should take care of business up there too. So if we get that game, we'll have our 5th victory there. But then the 2 games after that, November 4th, November 11th, that's the start of Maction, midweek Maction. And you know how I feel about midweek Maction, Tuesday, Wednesday night games. Starting with Tuesday, November 4th, at home, the Battle of the Bricks. Battle of the Bricks against the Miami of Ohio Redhawks. And you know how challenging those games always are. Miami of Ohio, no surprise, they're starting to get hot again. Uh, they are what they are. The Miami of Ohio Redhawks, they're always going to be that potential stumbling block for us. We have got to get up for that game. Thankfully, that's at home in Athens, Ohio. Battle of the Bricks there, November 4th, Tuesday, 7 p.m. at night. I'm keeping note of the times of these games when they start because that's very interesting here because you get plenty of late start times for these games. And then the following week, Tuesday, November 11th, Tuesday, November 11th, 7:30 p.m. We have to go up to Kalamazoo, Michigan to face Western Michigan, the Western Michigan Broncos. And oh my goodness, did I underestimate Western Michigan? Going into this season, I thought, okay, Western Michigan, they have a good, pretty good team, decent team. But Seeing what I'm seeing about Western Michigan, I have to go back to the drawing board and reevaluate this team, Western Michigan, because they seem to be a powerhouse. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Western Michigan seems to be a big powerhouse right now compared to all the other teams in the MAC. So that kind of worries me. UMass Tuesday, November 18th. We should take care of them easily. That's an easy game there. And then again, Friday noon, Friday, November 28th. We have to go up to Buffalo for the season finale. So those are your final 5 games for the Ohio Bobcats. Overall, I definitely see 2 easy wins there, but the other 3 are going to be very challenging. And those 3 games are definitely going to define our season. Hopefully for the better. So yeah, next week have to travel up to Ypsilanti, Michigan to face Eastern Michigan. Should be able to take care of business there. But yeah, happy about this result, 48-21 over Northern Illinois. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this game between Ohio and Northern Illinois. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. And this has been Bobcat Corner Live. I'll be back next week, pretty much the same time, I think, for covering the Eastern Michigan game. This is Stephen Vitt reporting again. Take care, guys. Bye.